Hi, welcome back to Jalapeno. Today I'll be making mallow, commonly known as Mulookhiya. This is a Syrian way of preparing the dish. So as usual, I'll be putting the ingredients in the description below. You'll put the mallow in a bowl and soak it in not boiling but hot water for about an hour and a half. Next, you'll be boiling the chicken. So you'll be using the herbs and spices that are on your right, which are paprika, coriander powder, 7-spice or allspice, black pepper, bay leaves, cinnamon sticks, cardamom. So you'll put it in a pan and add all of the spices at once and fill it up with boiling water and leave it to boil. So what I'm doing on the side here is I'm putting a bowl of water, just cold water, and when the chicken starts to boil, it's going to start to form a foamy layer on top. So you're just going to remove that and put it into the bowl. You have two options. You can either use just a normal metal spoon or a pasta spoon. So yeah, you're just going to scoop it up and you're going to put it in the bowl. Make sure you dip the spoon that you're using in the water so that you get rid of the foam that's stuck onto it. Continue doing this until foam stops forming on top and then leave it to boil for around 20 minutes. Here I'm just scrunching up small balls of the mallow or Mulookhiya. And you don't want to squeeze it too hard because you want the leaves to stay its original size and you don't want it to break up. So keep doing so until all of the big parts have gone. Once all of the big parts have gone, put the balls of leaves that you have in a bowl and then use that sieve to just drain the remaining of the water and to get all of the broken parts at the bottom. So in a main pan, you're going to put a neutral oil and some ghee, and you're just going to wait for it to become clear and stir that around for a bit. Then you're going to add your garlic and saute that until it becomes whiter and less clear. Then add your minced meat and keep moving that around and break it up as much as possible because you don't want big chunks. Then add the rest of the spices, being black pepper, ginger powder, paprika, and allspice or 7-spice, and salt. Once the meat is fully cooked, then you can add half of your coriander and saute that. Once the coriander leaves start to loosen up a bit, then add in small amounts your olive oil and keep stirring it until it starts to boil. Once you've added around half your olive oil, then you can start adding in the leaves. while you're adding your leaves, you have to break them apart because of course you just put them into bowls and saute that, and you really want to incorporate the meat into it. Once you move that around for a couple minutes, then you can add in the rest of your oil and wait for it to heat up. Then add in some more of your leaves. I like to add them in around thirds. So continue stirring that for around 20 minutes, I say. So what I've done on the side is I've gone and I've drained the chicken stock from the chicken and put it into a bowl so I can use it to incorporate into my main dish. So I'm adding them in cup by cup and incorporating it and waiting for it to boil on the sides. Once I've added in around 3 cups, then I'll add in the rest of the coriander and stir it around. I'll leave it to boil for around 15 minutes. You want to be able to open up the lid of the pot and not be able to tell the difference between coriander and the mallow leaves. Start off with the rice. These are the ingredients. So you're going to wash the rice with a few cups of water. Fill it up only a bit and don't play around with it as much with your hands because it tends to break. So here I put a neutral oil again and I'm stirring around the vermicelli noodles until they become a dark brown color. You want to keep stirring it around the entire time to prevent an uneven color. So once it's brown, to prevent it from continuing to cook, I added around half a cup of the chicken stock before I added the rice. Then I added the spices, which are allspice, black pepper and a Maggi cube, and some salt. Then I added some hot water. You're going to be adding 5 cups of water for every 2 cups of rice. So the chicken, you're just going to separate it from the bone and you're just going to shred it into not small but medium pieces and soak it in the remaining chicken stock. Once it's completely soaked, incorporate that into your main pot of Mulookhiya. Once it's incorporated completely, add around 2 lemons, cover that up and leave it to boil for around half an hour to 45 minutes. Once the rice is almost fully cooked, turn the heat on really low and leave it to boil for another 10 to 15 minutes. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy this recipe. I'll see you next time.